Don't open them, just, it's sparkling wine. If you don't know how to do it, you'll...
I kind of know how to do it.
Okay,
Actually, no, I don't.
show me.
What's the secret?
The secret is palate's remarkable. Champagne is made from...
Before we start, this is for Matthew Davis that commented, stop zooming in so much. Okay, you can start now.
You got a lot of joy out of that.
I've been planning it for a week.
Look how happy you are. You gonna try to do a better job on the camera here today, Des? Hello everybody and welcome to episode 8 of WineText TV. WineText.com, the #1 way to buy wine in America, super premium wines, discounted heavily. I'm here with my best bud, Brandon Warnicki again, who was missing last episode, right?
Yep.
Most views on an episode, maybe there's a compilation.
For sure.
We have a really fun episode for you. Procecco has become a dominant category of wine purchasing in the US. Almost 700 million bottles of Prosecco sold last year. Let's get into it. What do we got here first, Brandon?
So this is the Furlan. I think it says Cube.
$13 suggested retail price. 92 points Vine Pair, 86 points Wine Enthusiast. This is pretty popular stuff, yes?
100%. So this is one of our biggest selling Proseccos in the shop.
All right, let's give it a sniffy sniff. On the nose, I'm getting a little baked apple, a little white chalk. I don't know if any of you were rascals in your classrooms like I was, but I would get to class early, get the two erasers, put them together and create a cloud for no good reason. That was me. That was you?
I just got a hint of that when you said that.
Remember that smell?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm getting here. A little baked apple, almost like not even baked apple, almost like, do you remember McDonald's apple pie?
Yeah.
Like almost the best. So basically, like if you went to McDonald's during lunch, because you went to one of those kind of high schools, and opened the baked apple pie walking into class, and one of your buddies was a rascal and did that, and you walked through it, that combination of scent is what this wine smells like. Let's give it a whirl. Full disclosure, every one of these wines is probably gonna get rated 1 or 2 points higher than it should, because, fun fact, sparkling wine is probably my favorite category. If you told me I can only drink a red, a white, a sparkling wine, a dessert wine, a rosé, an orange wine, I would probably pick a sparkling wine. It is that much of my favorite. I believe sparkling wines are misunderstood. Finally, because of things like Prosecco, people drink sparkling wine all the time, but we used to really keep it for important toasts, graduations, weddings. I believe for a lot of you that lean towards and enjoy sparkling wine, please don't be embarrassed to use it as a white wine or rosé substitute by the pool with a salad. Just casual, like as an aperitif when you have guests over. Sparkling wine should be a bigger part of the rotation, and Prosecco is a remarkable price point for it. This has a hint of little sweetness, almost like cereal flavor to it that I like a lot. Apple continues through the palate. It is a little hollow and it is a little bit basic, but listen, it's $9.88. I think the Wine Enthusiast has this pegged right. To me, this is an 86 point Prosecco and more than 5. Nobody's gonna be upset about drinking this for 10 bucks, 13 bucks. You know, you start getting above that if you go to a local store and they have high prices. 13 feels capped out to me. There's too many other things you can find at that price point, but just very inexpensive. And you know, again, 86 points is not a humongous score, but not bad. All right, Brandon, what do we got here? Zardetto. Ooh,
Zardetto.
Zardetto. Wow, what a different label than when I grew up.
Yes.
When I was in the game, this was not the bottle. Zardetto, Prosecco, 90 points, James Suckling, $16 suggested retail. Looks like Wine Library's around 12.
This might be one of the first ones that we had. Like if I think back, like, you know, this is one of the original ones for sure.
This was a monster for us. We sold a boatload of Zardetto Prosecco, to your point, in probably in the early 2000s, 2001,
Yep.
2, 3, 4. What's crazy is back then it was the same price range. These things have not gone not up that much.
Right.
Do any of you remember what Mr. Bubble's bubble bath smelled like?
Said that.
Yeah, it's here again. It's here again. God, I get that smell. This smells like cheap potpourri in like a dollar store. It smells like a dorm room. Like I use that analogy a lot. Like, yeah, it's like fake nice. Like shampoo,
it's soapy.
Soapy. It's soapy. All right, let's give it a whirl. So less sweet than the prior wine, but pretty boring. This is actually incredibly basic. Yeah, the Zardetto is a pass for me. I'm gonna go 84 points on it. I think it's hollow. I don't think it has, ironically, it's less delicious than the first wine in some ways. It's a little more complex. It's like probably a slightly better made wine, but I really do think in terms of this way. If 100 of you tasted this wine and you had to pick one or the other, I do think more people would pick the first wine over the Zardetto. And for my own palate, I'm not really in love with it. I'm gonna go 84 points. It's a pass. Okay. What do we got here, Brandon? I know you got excited about some of the homework you did on this one.
So the next two are definitely higher end Proseccos. I think this one, Issimo, right?
Yep.
And you'll notice, I don't think it says it on the front, but on the back, it should say Valdobbiadene. That is one of the specific areas, I should say, for high quality Prosecco, kind of the heartland where it all started. And the best quality Prosecco oftentimes can come from this area.
Can you zoom in here?
These two
you see
both
this?
show it on the back.
If you see this, we'll put it in the copy. So this comes from a specific region within, so it'd be like New York State is Prosecco, Manhattan is where this was made. And so you can see, just like real estate. Real estate in Manhattan is more expensive than in Yonkers. This is a more premium area of making
and I think
Prosecco.
it's the only DOCG. The others are DOC, but in this case,
suggested retail $25. This starts getting to premium stuff. This was a monster on WineText.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the first wines we've had on the show that actually was on WineText, offered on WineText.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, so that's cool. So this is a little meta. This wine made a big statement on WineText. Sign up for WineText, because Sasha will be happy. All right, let's give it a sniffy snip. I've not had this yet, but I'm excited about it. Aromatically already, it's more exciting. A little peach fuzz, a little cantaloupe. So this is much more exotic, already coming with a much stronger scent. Makes sense. This is a more premium area, so makes sense that aromatically it's stronger. You can sense there's something going on here. This is really well made. You know what I really love about this wine? There's a little tiny hint of hazelnut shell and little hazelnutty thing on the finish that really takes this up a notch. Did you like it?
I loved it.
All right, last wine. Follador. Suggested retail $45.
Yes.
Ranges between 35 and 50. We're $34.99. Talk to me about this brand.
So this is arguably one of the most iconic producers in the area for sure. Definitely more expensive than the others.
Interesting. This is really good. The nose is remarkable. Beautiful white flower. I get a little bit of melon more than, not watermelon, like melon, not cantaloupe even. They're what am I looking for? Thank you, very good work. Honeydew, white flower, but the palate's remarkable. I could be very faked out by this wine. I'm a little rusty in comparison to where I was 15 years ago in tasting, in a blind tasting, if someone's like, this is $60 champagne, I'm like, okay. I could absolutely be fooled. I'm gonna give the Issimo a 92 point score. I'm gonna give this 94 points. This is remarkable. This is really not eye-opening, it's affirming to what I know about what's going on in Prosecco. What a wonderful alternative to champagne for 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $15 a bottle. There's a lot of hitting and missing in that category. When you start getting a little bit more strategic and you go 12 to 20, this is $16.99, it gets really good. Really good. This is really good. If you're a real sparkling wine nerd and you've gone through all the grower champagnes in France. You know who Terry Thies is, who's one of the great importers. Like, you're a nerd, and you haven't given the respect because Prosecco's normally low cost, and you haven't gone to the super premium. Do yourself a favor and explore it, because these two wines rival many of the grower champagnes that I admire at more attractive price points. And that's the point of this show. I really want to make sure that you're learning. Most of all, I want to make sure you're acting on it. Me doing a show about why push-ups and eating healthy is good is great, but you acting on it is even better. Me doing a show about wines and getting people excited or educated about certain things like we just did here, you going out this weekend and purposely picking up a $12 and a $20 Prosecco to really like learn and taste the difference, especially if you only drink white and rosé and want to push yourself to see the alternative of bubbles, or especially if you just buy Veuve Clicquot and Taittinger and just like the supermarket premium $50 champagnes, you need to explore sparkling wines from the rest of the world.
How do you properly open this thing?
Angles. Most
You have to let air in?
angles.
Oh.
Because the bubbles, the angle you pull it from, if you go straight up, it just shoots. With the angle, it gives a little room. I'm GaryVee, and this is WineText